having this space. Pretty much, it's my first time here. I've been checking my story, my offer, my stuff videos, so I'm familiarizing with what you offer here. So I would like some help on my particular situation.
Hmm.
I have some insecurities and some mindset stuff. So is it okay if I tell you my three concerns, where I'm at, and you can
Yeah,
help
go
me with
ahead.
navigating the space? Thank you. So I always been a sort of self-employed guy. That I've done stuff, lots of stuff, and I found I love your ads. By the way, that's how I found you. Found you on IG ads, and that's why I'm here. So I'm in a hit or miss relationship, love-hate relationship with the sales industry from what I've seen.
Hmm.
So my background is I've done my own stuff for a long, long time, and I only have had one sales experience as of yet. I was in a unicorn offer, literally a one of a kind offer. I was able to close close to 500,000 on sales,
Hmm.
but I feel like that offer as it no longer exists, so I can't go back to it. But it's not the typical one cold close high ticket sales environment. So I kind of feel insecure about. I only have unconventional sales experience, and I was about to create my profile on RepSelect and stuff, and I feel like I only have unconventional sales experience, and that is like a it annoys me, because I can make my intro video, I can make my stuff, I can show myself in a good way, but deep down on me, I have this insecurity of, yeah, but I don't. You know that
What
that
does
that
what does
voice
not
that next to
having
you.
the experience? Why does that cause you to be insecure?
So, for example, I don't have an APQ, I don't have objection box, I don't have like those well-known sales trainers. I have not done those. If you ask me for a sales call, I'm gonna say yeah, but my call process was a three-call process. I don't think that's gonna serve you. I guess I could do a
Well,
mock
I'll say
interview.
this. I'll say this. Sales trainers have made sales sound a lot more complicated than it actually is because that's what makes them money. You know, that's what makes
I
people
hear you
willing
on the
to
marketing
pay
side.
so much to train with them is when they use all these fancy terms and make it sound like you've got to be some kind of word wizard in order to perform well. When at the end of the day, it boils down to just having a conversation with the person, seeing where you could help them, and if whatever you're selling aligns with that, ushering them towards that solution and making the offer. There a lot of sales comes down to how genuine can you show up, and I'm sure that when you have conversations with people, you
Mm,
have, we've all got a bit of a BS meter on us. So buyers are only
yeah,
becoming more and more sophisticated. So what really sells is this person in front of me truthful, honest, and actually trying to help me get to where I'm trying to go? The word tracks, all that fancy stuff, it's not as important as trainers might make it out to be. So if you can confidently have a conversation with someone and confidently point them in the right direction, whether that's to work with you on an offer or not to work with you, then you'll be fine. So, and where you get that confidence from is the type of offer, the type of company you work with, right? You'll notice that you perform really,
Mhm.
really well in an offer that you actually believe in, that you see the testimonials, you see the results, you see that the company is actually helping people achieve what they promise they're going to achieve. The rest will come because you'll have that natural conviction and you don't have to try and force a tonality. You won't have to try to have all these word tracks because it'll just come out of you naturally. Does that make sense?
100%, and I fully agree on you. And the reason why I'm bringing this insecurity at this stage that I'm in is like I fully agree on what you've said, but since I got that role because it was through a recruiter. It was pretty the only sales role I ever had. It's like I only have one. So in a way, I'm kind of new to the interviewing side of things. The what do people in key roles ask? Like, do you have to be an objection super sales gu- guy or whatever? That's where that's what makes me insecure. It's like I dislike having to go through all this process. I feel like I'm kind of new to this,
Mhm.
and even if I have experience, I call it unconventional sales experience because it's not the traditional high ticket experience, and that
Well,
that
well, let me ask you
annoys
this:
me.
have you practiced how you would show up and answer interview questions? Have you role played that? Have you practiced that at all?
I have done some in the past. The first time I landed that, I have
But
done
recently,
that.
have you done enough to where you're confident in your ability to show up and present well in an interview setting? Just yes or no.
Not right now.
Have
Not right
you
now.
practiced and role played the type of sales that you would be doing in this type of role? Yes or no.
I'd say no.
So I mean, you can't expect to be confident at something you've just never done, never practiced, right? That's like an athlete saying I'm insecure about stepping onto the field for a sport that I've never practiced. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a given that you would feel that way if that's the case, right? Like do some interview mocks, do some role plays, practice, and then you'll be comfortable and confident in your ability to actually perform because it's something you've trained for, right? You have to train for it in order to have that degree of confidence. Does that make sense?
Yes, I would agree with that. Hmm. Do you think
Don't
it's
overthink it.
just
Don't overthink it. Just like do like honestly, if you've done 20 to 50 interview mock calls with someone to practice answering interview questions, you wouldn't feel that way. If you did 50 closing mock calls and just practice with someone, you wouldn't feel that way. It's again, if you haven't done the practice, you're going to feel insecure about stepping into it because you've just never done. It's totally normal to feel that way. It's totally normal because you've never done it, you've never practiced it. You said it yourself. So, I mean, I used to do door to door sales before I got into remote, sales, selling stuff via Zoom. I mean, I was confident in my ability to sell door to door. I wasn't confident in my ability to sell over Zoom, so I practiced and then I got confident and then I sold. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, you don't overthink it. It can be a lot simpler than you're making it out to be.
I'll hear you in that.
But if you have any other
Hmm.
questions, we'll circle back around. I do want to make sure
Yeah.
we get more people as
Thanks.
well. I don't know if I know how to pronounce it right either, but is it Emil? Emily? How do I pronounce that? You're on mute, by the way.
Hi, Amelie. Yeah,
Amelie. Got it the second time.
Amelie. Yeah,
Amelie. Nice to meet you. How can I help you?
nice to meet you. So, I would like a feedback on my 1 minute video that
Yeah,
I'm
drop
gonna
the link.
send out by Instagram DMs. So, should I drop the link or is it like, or should I share my screen?
If you've got a video link you can share, just drop it in the chat here, and that way I can open it up.
Okay. Well, I thought I would be sharing, so I don't have the link
Where
now,
where
but
do you have the video?
on my computer just right now
Okay.
by screen share.
Yeah, just quickly upload it to Google Drive and then drop the link, and then we'll circle back and review it. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Cool. Adam, what's up, man?
Hey Ty, hope you're doing well. Uh, just wanted to get my revenue verified on my profile
Yeah, the team will have that verified. When did you submit it?
like a week ago.
Okay.
It's
Did you submit documents and proof with it?
yeah, absolute.
Okay, yeah, I'll check in with them and see what's going on there. Shoot me a DM on school with your just like send me your profile link. That way I can remember, and then I'll make sure that that gets looked at.
Sounds good. And if there's because it's quite a lot of technical numbers in what I've provided, so if there's any questions, just let me know and I'll answer it diligently.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Take care. Um, is it Adrian? Adrian, what's up, man? You're on mute, by the way.
Yeah, sorry. So I actually watched your video earlier, and that's about a resume.
Mm-hmm.
So I just realized that I have lots of things to do with when it comes to like rebuilding my resume. So what I have in there, like generic kind of you know content,
Mm-hmm.
What I heard from you is about achievements that you have to include in each of the companies that you have worked with. And also, I do have my own portfolio. I just created it yesterday in Canva. So is it better to put there as well the achievements that I've got or the things that I contributed in the company in the portfolio?
Yeah, when I say portfolio though, for this industry specifically, I'm not really referring to like a Canva slide deck or something like that. I'm more so referring to a collection of examples. Like that can be clips of different calls that you've either taken live or role play examples of you
Oh,
handling objections, doing discovery, pitching different types of offers. Because when I've worked with recruiters in the past, so the main things that they're looking at, they don't care too much. I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. They don't care too much about what's on the actual resume in words. What they're looking at
oh,
is primarily the number one most important asset is a good intro video. If you have a good intro video, with that alone, you can land interviews. And then the second thing they look for is different, like mock calls. But when it comes to mock calls, um, each recruiter or business owner values different aspects of it. And so some of them are going to say, hey, we want our reps to have a really solid pitch. So what they'll do is they'll click your mock call and try to fast forward to the pitch. Some people will value your objection handling. Some people will value your discovery. Some people will value a specific type of objection that their team might be running into a lot. So what I always suggest people do is when I say create a portfolio, I mean have an example of a full call, have an example of just a discovery, have an example of you handling like the top 2 or 3 objections, you know, pricing, timing, I need to think about it, spouse, whatever. Have an example of how you would pitch in a niche that you would like to sell in. So if you're looking to get on a fitness roll, do some, hey, this is how I'd pitch a fitness offer, and cut those out into 5-minute clips or 15, 20-minute clips. Because again, when you just add a full call, you're adding so much friction because the business owner now has to scroll through and find what they want to see. But if you have like 2 or 3 different clips there that showcase different aspects of your game, then it makes it a lot easier for them to click into exactly what they want to see. Just think of like an athlete that showcases, this is how I pass the ball, this is how I shoot the ball, this is examples of me defending. It That kind of portfolio is what I mean. Does that make sense?
yeah, yeah, I just
Yeah,
realized.
yeah, it does make sense.
Awesome. Let's take a look at this intro video. I see that it just got dropped. Let me share screen. You guys go ahead and let me know when you can see this. Share sound. All right. Can everyone see this?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Sending this video. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm sending this video because I would love to work with you as a closer. Now, my main experience lies in the last 6 years of creative direction, where I've honed my ability to communicate with my team, hear how they struggle, and help point them in the right direction. For the last 6 years, I've been in a daily basis setting goals, setting targets, make sure we're on track, which massively improved my team buildings and communication skills with people. So these are the skills that I've been able to transfer into my now closing career. And to further hone my sales ability, I've done over 100 mock calls in a sales training program called Closer College, where I worked on my objection handling, discovery, ability to frame, to properly pitch a product in a way that gets the prospect super excited. Also reading like tons of books on the side because I'm a junkie for growth. Now my goal is to be on a team long term, and I want to be part of your team because I like the idea of helping people live a better and healthier lifestyle. Now, all what we need to do is hop on a call and we're ready to work and roll if we're the right fit for each other. Thank you for watching and see you soon.
Overall, I'm assuming you don't have any sales experience then? Okay. I think I say you mouth no.
Yeah.
Overall, good video. I really
Them
like
in the
I really like the setup. It looks professional, good quality, both on the visual and the audio. That's really, really good. The biggest thing I would ask you is about the experience that you do have. I don't know whose is that. Can they mute whoever that is? Oh, here we go. All right. Whoever, what a sales experience? No, sorry. The experience that you do have. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
So basically, I have experience in creative direction for videography. So that's explains why the video is quite good. What? So I've got this experience, and I've been like working in different industries, yeah, to make videos for advertising and everything for companies.
What has been the performance of the videos you've created?
So basically, yeah, I've had videos over something like 50,000 impressions, and that converted to like e-commerce websites or on-site like offerings.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the type of videos you make for e-com websites.
So it's about vertical videos on Instagram mainly.
And you said that they've helped you know, produce conversions. Do you know anything about it?
Yeah. So they've helped, yeah, produce conversions up to, I don't have exactly the numbers now, but I need to look for it.
Ballparks?
And if it's something that it's important to add in the intro video, I will obviously like take a look at those precise numbers.
Yeah, because if you were applying for like an e-com coaching offer, or something like even a marketing agency as a sales rep, like this would be huge, right? I would specify, again, it's all about achievement based, right? Confidently pitching the achievements that you being a part of that organization resulted in. So even switching it up to,
Sorry, can anyone hear me,
But
Ty?
I,
yeah, we can
Anyone
hear you,
hear
Jim.
Ty?
Can you guys not hear me?
No, your audio chipped out for a moment there.
yeah,
About a minute back.
You guys can't hear me?
We can hear you
no,
now.
Okay, what was the last thing I said? I just got
that was that if if you want to work with e-commerce, you need to,
Okay. So yeah, I
yeah.
was just saying it. The experience you do have, and this because two things business owners are looking for. They're looking for you to have sales skills, but then also any type of industry knowledge, which would help you speak the lingo of the type of prospects and customers that you would work with. So you would do really well to apply to marketing agencies. You do really well to apply to, e-com coaching offers, because then you can present this as, hey, I understand e-commerce to some degree. I understand marketing to some degree. And they also want to see that, again, wherever you've gone, you have been a high achiever at that organization, even if it wasn't in sales. So if you've ever had record breaking anything, awards for anything, I would bring that up. When it comes to, being creative, director for videography, 50K impressions, stuff for ecom, I would talk about sales that your videos have generated. I would talk about saying, hey, I understand buyer psychology, because I mean, you have to if you're directing videos that are meant to convert, right? So I would say, hey, I understand buyer psychology and what it takes to convert, and that's helped me transition into sales really well, because I understand both the marketing process and the sales and the back end sales process, right? Like that's how I would present that experience. So if you expand a little bit upon what you do have, make it sound like, really talk about the achievements you've done there, about how you understand how to have people convert in a marketing setting, I think this video would be awesome.
Okay, and what if I'm interested in the fitness industry, which has nothing to do with
Still talk
that?
about understanding marketing, still talk about these things. It's not going to, it'll only benefit you, not hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, it'll really benefit you if you apply to marketing and ecom, but applying elsewhere, it's not going to hurt you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it'll still benefit you talking about that stuff. That's what I would add to this. But other than that, I think it's a solid video.
Okay. Thank you for your feedback.
No problem. Pearl, I think your hand up was next. What's up, Pearl?
Hi. So in terms of you spoke about the portfolio. I was in an offer before. It's a YouTube automation offer, and it was before I got any formal like remote sales training. So the call recordings are not the best. And so in terms of that, what is your suggestion for the portfolio?
Yeah, if you wanted to make one, I would just make new ones with role plays, right? You don't necessarily need live calls. Um, they help, they're good, but again, if you're not confident in the live calls you do have, if they don't look good, don't sound good, if that's not the whole point of the portfolio, is to represent how you sell now. So if it's not how you sell now, then just do role plays and make new ones.
Okay.
Cool. Kenneth, what's up, man?
Hello. Yeah. I've got a question about. So I've been applying for fitness coaches, right? I want to work as a fitness coach,
Mm-hmm.
but they always ask me to make a learn video, and I have no experience in sales. So what can I say in my learn video to make them be like, okay, he knows what he's doing?
Well, what experience do you have in terms of work?
I mean, I used to go to the gym actually, and also I was an admin for a retail company.
Mm-hmm. Any other work experience?
Yeah. So customer service.
What kind of customer service?
I used to work in this shop. It's like what would I even describe as? It's called Iceland, right? So I used to be like what's the word I'm looking for? A cashier.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you mentioned you used to go to the gym. You don't go to the gym anymore?
No, I don't go to the gym anymore, but I'm planning to go because of my work. I wasn't able to go to the gym.
Okay. Sports background at all?
Oh yeah, I played football.
Okay. Was it high level? Was it in school, outside of school?
I was playing for a team, but I don't play for the team no more because I want to focus on sales.
For sure. But what do you have any notable achievements or anything from that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, we won a cup. It was like college. So the college people it was a tournament, and our team won.
Mm-hmm. Is there
Yeah.
any other experience that you would want to add at all?
No, I think that's the only experience that I've got.
Why do you want to work for a fitness offer?
Because I think for fitness, I know a little bit about fitness because I used to go to the gym myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What do you know?
that's right.
You said you know a little bit about fitness. Was it something you were ever passionate about? What would you say when it comes to fitness? Why you should be selling in that niche?
You know what? I think I know what struggles like people that go to the gym. And I know their struggles, so like I can relate a bit.
Mm-hmm. In what way?
No, sometimes you don't feel like going to the gym, but you still gotta go because you need to make that gains. So I would say I know their goals and their pain points.
Mm-hmm.
So if
So
it was to go, go ahead.
that's what I would focus on if I were you, because again, the experience, the track record, it's part of it for sure. Some companies, they have some hard rules when it comes to, hey, we work with people XYZ revenue generated. But aside from that, what companies are looking for is confidence, communication skills, how clearly and coherently you can pitch yourself, and how you come across in that, because they're going to take your energy, your confidence, all of that, and assume that's how you would sell their product or service. And then they're going to say, they're going to look at, do you have anything that would give you, like I said before, transferable, industry knowledge or experience, right? And if you don't have a lot of sales experience, you can also land really good roles for a passion and understanding for the transformation that company provides, because conviction sells. Business owners, founders, sales managers, they understand this. And I've seen people with zero experience or little experience land roles over very experienced reps simply because of their passion for the transformation of that company. For example, if you went into those interviews, if you went into that intro video talking about how important you believe fitness as a whole is for people and how it adds years to their lives, and you would love to help people overcome whatever it is that's stopping them from getting in the gym, getting fit, getting healthy, that conviction, that passion will translate. So if you jumped on that intro video, introduced yourself, said, hey, my main experience lies in years of customer service. I'm applying for your role because I have a passion for fitness. I played football for many years. I'm an avid gym goer, and I just believe that health and fitness is one of the most important aspects of the human life. I think people need to make sure that they're keeping their bodies healthy, keeping their minds sharp, and I would love to be a part of a team that's sole focus is to help people in this way. I've done XYZ training. I've done XYZ to improve myself and grow my knowledge in remote sales. And hey, if we jump on a call, I'm more than happy to do a mock call with you, show you my skill sets, and let's get it going. You know, if you just jumped on there with that confidence, with that understanding of, hey, I understand this is what you do and this is why it's important, it's going to hit because you have to remember, especially for the info product space, a lot of these founders started their company because of their passion for the delivery, not necessarily because they wanted to sell, right? Most founders can't wait to hire a sales rep and get off the phones. What they want to do, why they started their company, why that trainer started their fitness company is because they have a passion for fitness. And if they can see, oh, Kenneth has a passion for fitness too, and he understands what we're actually trying to do here, you're going to get way more offers than if you're just trying to find out, like, what do I say based off my experience, this and that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, 100%.
Cool. So I'd start
Yeah.
there, create an intro video around that, drop it in the community or bring it to another Monday. We could review it and go from there. Sound good?
All right. Yeah, thank you so much, man.
No problem. Jason, what's up, man?
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, so this is just more of a question for you. I was just going to ask, like, if you had to start from scratch in the high ticket sales space area, what would be the first thing you would do? Like, how would you go about this?
If I had to start from scratch, I mean, just knowing everything that I know, my main focus would be to build that portfolio, get into as many of the free communities as I could see, whether it be Facebook groups, school groups, and I would kind of split up my time depending on what my goals were, right? So there's things you should do if your goal is to get hired as soon as possible. There's things you should do if your goal was to jump into a full-time role immediately. There's things you should do if your goal was to kind of pick up a part-time role while you're working your full-time job and kind of slowly work your way into the industry. All of that would determine how I would go about things. But typically, you're always going to be balancing your time between practicing and improving your skill set, both on the sales and interview process side. As you practice your sales side, you're adding clips and things like that to your portfolio. Then there's a section of networking and building your network and building your sort of brand. So I would make sure that, you know, whether it's daily or every couple days, at least twice or three times a week, I'm going to make sure I'm connecting with people in the industry, in the niche that I want to sell in. Be it, like, if I wanted to work in fitness, I would make a list of all the top fitness companies. I'd make a list of all the top fitness trainers, and I would be connecting not only with them on the platforms that they're active on, but I would also try to find out who's on their sales team right now. Let me connect with them. Let me network with them. And then recruiters would also be a huge source where I would try to continuously build a relationship with the top recruiters in the industry to land a role. So, but again, that strategy and how much time you spend on each thing would shift depending on timelines and what you're looking to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, this is my second what thing I had to ask. What advice would you give to me as a starter who's just now getting transitioning into high ticket sales? I already do e-commerce. E-commerce. I ran a brand for 3 years. Also helped manage for other clothing brand owners. So I'm already in the aspect of how to collect sales, how to manage sales, how to collect data, how to manage data, how to convert just in general. So I really don't have experience in the high ticket sales, like one-on-one calls and stuff like that. But I do have experience into like converting sales and just um just the aspect of it. So it's like, what type of advice would you give me if I wanted to really focus on getting into high ticket sales?
You want to go where you have an edge. You have a real edge in marketing and e-commerce. Kind of like what I was telling the last girl when we were reviewing her intro video. You have an edge there, and even if that's not a role you want to work in long term, even that's not the niche you want to work in, I would still apply to those offers because that's going to be your way in to start building your track record. That's going to be your way in to start getting, you know, numbers, revenue generated on your belt to then go and get the offers you really want. Again, if that's not the type of offer you want to see yourself in. So e-com coaching, business coaching, marketing, those are the type of roles I would apply to because you have experience that directly translates and you have to go where you have an edge.
Hey, Ty, the audio went again.
And when again, you saying?
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say.
Okay, cool. You guys can
Sorry?
hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
It just lagged out a little bit.
All right. Not sure why, but all right, cool. Let's see, Michelle. I know you've got your hand up.
Yeah.
What's
Hey,
up, Michelle?
Ty. Good. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just trying to bridge a gap. So I'm at a point where I've been working through like the classroom training and I get the fundamentals. I've gone through the course, but I'm
Playing some
still
grace.
not
What was that?
ready. So, can
Sorry, go ahead.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Something just popped up. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I'm still not, I feel like I'm not ready to take mock calls yet, just because I think what I'm missing is more like real life um examples, like call examples. And I don't know, like, how can I get more exposure to actual like real calls, real situations? So like I can watch those calls and, understand like the flow of the call because it's one thing to like learn it in like a classroom setting or like a course setting, but actually see like, real prospects in their element and like how people respond and like body language and all of that. So I think I need more exposure to real life calls. What would be your suggestion?
Yeah, real life calls are always tricky simply because the nature of how vulnerable and in depth a lot of these conversations are, as well as the personal information that does come up. There are countless
Yeah.
YouTube videos of real calls as well that can be watched, but honestly, I would say jump in and start role playing because you'll be role playing with real people, and at the end of the day, you can always simulate selling them something they would actually buy. Like your first couple role plays, you know, whether let's say you're getting on with Kenneth or something, ask him, hey, what is something you would actually buy, or what is a high ticket thing, or what is something you've actually bought in the past, and let's talk about that because and if they're willing to, you can have a real conversation because they've had that conversation, or it's just a conversation about them actually, you know. um,
Mhm.
and a lot of your training and a lot of your learning will come on the job as well. So don't be afraid to start applying to some roles that maybe aren't the dream offer, maybe aren't something you want to work long term, but it's at least going to help you get your feet wet as well. You can come out to the Wednesday calls, like I was saying to you before. Come out to Wednesday, we can role play live together. You can role play with someone else on the call, and then I can listen to it and start and stop, and we can and I can let you know what's realistic, what's not, and we can kind of go from there. But
Yeah,
honestly, role
totally.
playing is something you just got to jump into. And if you're worried about jumping into it as the seller, just be the prospect for as many times as you want for people, and you'll be like, oh, okay, well, this is how the call goes, right? Just be a prospect for a bunch of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, because I always feel like I don't know what to say. Like if I'm the seller, I feel like I don't know, I wouldn't know the next thing to say. But yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I can be a prospect. Okay.
Yeah, trust me, there's more than enough people that are looking for people willing to just be a prospect and let them practice.
Yeah.
So yeah, just jump in the community, make a post and say, hey, I'm willing to be the prospect, or just book on a bunch of people's calls. You see in the community a bunch of people are posting their calendar links. So and
Yeah.
I'm sure you can connect with people on this call and
Yeah.
and message each other after.
Yeah. If anyone wants to practice, please reach out to me. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Pearl, what's up?
Well, just when the other people were talking about their Zoom or their intro videos, I do have one that I'd like you to look at, that I took a while back. I'm just gonna send it in the chat.
Sweet, take a look at that and then I'll get to your question, Bernard. Let's share screen. All right.
Pearl, and hello, my name is Pearl, and I'm an experienced high-ticket sales closer who would like to one day sell the entire world with everyone still in it. But before I do that, I would really like to sell your fitness offer. So I'm not just somebody who's going to show up and take calls. I really want to help you grow. In my most recent experience, I was consistently taking up to 12 calls a day, as often as 6 days a week, with warm but unqualified leads. And as the only full-time closer in that company, I knew that it was up to me to drive results even when the funnel was not perfect. So I did a complete overhaul of the scripts. I implemented SMS and call touch points, and by the end of that, I increased the show rate by 9% in just 1 month, and I became the top performing closer at that company at 34% on qualified leads. And the other thing is that I really get people. I have a background in anthropology and psychology, and over the course of 4 years, I was in client-facing work. So I have a deep understanding of buyer motivations, and when you combine that with the sales training that I got, it means that I don't just hear what the prospects are saying. I connect with them. I understand their pain points, which really does help me position the offer as the best solution with confidence. So on top of that, I heavily invest in my own growth. So currently I am enrolled in Close Pro Academy under Connor Williams. So I'm consistently getting coached by him. I'm getting my calls reviewed. I'm doing daily role plays and continuously leveling up my skills. So it means that I'm going to be growing and growing in your offer. So I specifically want to close for a fitness offer because over the last year, I lost 10 kilograms and I did a complete body recomp. So I understand how powerful it is to have, firsthand a system behind you that works and helps you step into your fullest potential and a life of freedom. So that means that I can sell your brand with conviction. And I also want to stay long-term in an offer that I believe in, help scale the revenue, and perform so consistently that you won't even have to think about me. So if you're looking for a driven closer who rolls with the punches, then let's make some money together.
Overall, solid video. 2 things, maybe 3 that I would improve. 1, every single business owner or recruiter that I've spoken to, and they're watching intro videos, they don't like the vertical videos. They want to see how you actually would look on a Zoom call at your setup, because what happens when you take these vertical videos, they have to guess whether you have the proper environment to actually take calls, and any ambiguity will just make them more likely to pick someone that is showcasing those things, right? They'll probably assume you do have a decent one because you do have experience, but again, just small notch in the better direction would be filming it, landscape, where you would actually take your sales calls so they can see that. The second thing would be, you had a good point about optimizing things to improve the close rate, improve the lead quality, that kind of stuff. But you did mention the lead quality being poor. You want to try to avoid any negative speak about your previous offer. Again, it's they're just going to look down on that. So instead of saying, hey, the leads were unqualified and I still did that, just talk about what you did do, talk about what you did improve. Say, hey, when I came in, I saw that there was areas to improve, not only on the sales side, but on the marketing side. And I implemented my own XYZ sequences that increased the show rates or increased the close rates by X amount. That sounds great. But if you say, oh, the leads are unqualified, the leads are this, leads are that, some business owners might hear that as, oh, this person's just going to complain about leads. This person's going to complain about the type of leads or whatever. Does that make sense? Or they're going to say, oh, this person just wants laydowns all the time. Not all of them, but some of them might see it that way, and you might miss a couple interviews because of that. But other than that, I think it's really good. If you're applying for a specific fitness type offer, there was a point where you talked about your story a little bit about losing weight and your passion for fitness. I might put that, and this is super small, I might put that before talking about like the training and stuff that you went through with the program and all that, just because most business owners, they're only going to listen to like 20-30 seconds in, maybe like some will get to a minute. But if it's all the way back here in the back half and you're really looking for fitness offers, they just won't hear it. So I would try to get that up in the 30 seconds to a minute range, that part about your story. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Thank you.
Cool. No problem. Bernard, what's up, man?
And follow up. I really like when you mentioned the conviction route, the passion route. I think that it's what I'm all about. I frankly would like to sell for offers that I fully believe in. Now, going back to the insecurity question, I think the root for my it's not on my abilities on my side because what I did I was a top performer in the only sales software that I was, and pretty much I got the top closer to mentor me, and I learned their ways. I'm confident I can replicate that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, the insecurity lies from since I'm not used to interviewing and you know you mentioned what do they value and different people value different things. You mentioned about the portfolio. There's people who like discovery and etc., right? I think what I'm trying to ask you is you mentioned that there's great people who have inexperienced people have landed roles without having much experience over some other. I'm not looking to be a career salesman. I don't want to be someone who sells whatever. I'm trying to connect to those who are mission driven. I have a company in mind. I don't know if you know Clients on Demand
Oh yeah, with Russ
as the
Ruffino.
company.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of going. I would like to apply for those type of roles or their clients, those who help mission-driven companies. So if I were to land a mission-driven offer, what would you say I should be talking about in my intro video? The first things I believe in your mission. I mean that's the obvious. But besides that, what would you say makes a great intro video or talk tracks on an interview for those type of companies?
Well, are we talking about a general intro video that you'd send to every company that you assess as that type, or are you talking about, hey, what should I say when trying to send a custom video for a specific company?
I'm saying mission driven as a general attack because there's cash cow companies just
Yeah.
care about revenue or
Well, I
just
mean,
they
you
just
would
care
just
about
talk
someone who
about the things
performs.
that you're saying now, right? Like, you would talk about the fact that, and again, it's easier when you're trying to send it to a specific company, but at the end of the day, all mission driven type offers, it's all about caring about people and helping people. So if you just talk about your desire for that, you'd be good, you know? That's what they all boil down to. They all want to just help people. They just have various ways in which they do that. So if you just talk about your passion for helping people, supporting people, um, that's gonna be what they're looking for. You know.
I hear you. And my biggest disconnect is with the who makes the decision. If there's a middle manager like a recruiter or someone who makes the decision beforehand, I don't know if I fit those credentials. Then that was the insecurity piece. Like, hey, I have experience with this, but I don't know how to translate it. Is there? I may be overthinking this, but the reason is because I don't know the other side, so I cannot make a what should I be focusing on. Do you get what I'm saying?
You're talking about in the intro video specifically, or
Not
you're
in
just
the
talking
intro.
about in the whole process.
And I'm talking the whole process because that is where my insecurity comes from. I am not a recruiter. I'm not a. I can. I
So I
know.
mean, I mean, if
If
you're coming from a place of like, there's specific companies I really want to work with, why are you worried about
Mhm.
recruiters?
Because it's not easy to talk to the business owner. It's not easy to talk to the one making the decision. If you send a DM on Instagram, it's highly unlikely like the business owner is gonna watch it. If it either has a team or someone in the way, or so it's not as
Is that an
easy to talk to
assumption,
the.
or is that something you know from trial and error?
It's something from trial and error.
So you've messaged founders and gotten no response because what? You said I want to work with you. What did you message?
Yeah, hey, I love your company. What you stand for? I would love to be a company. Who's the great person to talk to, or something along those lines.
Okay, and who else at the company did you reach out to?
I don't know who to reach out to company. How do you know who's working for a company? I
Well, yeah,
only
the
know the
bigger,
Instagram profile or the.
yeah, the bigger the company, the more points of entry, right? And part of landing a role is doing the sales work to showcase you'd be a great sales rep. Like you can land a lot of roles just by cold calling the companies and saying, hey, who's the sales manager? Let me speak to him, you know? If I really wanted to work at a company, I mean, one of the easiest ways to find out who works there, if they're a big company, almost every single one of them would be on LinkedIn, and you just hit that little people button, and they usually got all the people that work there listed right there for you, you know?
Really? Really? That bugs my mind.
Well, is there a company?
I
Well,
was
what company?
thinking
What company would you want to work with? Do you have actually a list of companies?
I can make a list. Let's say Jamie C. Jamie C. She's big on Instagram.
Who's
Let's
Jamie C? Does he
say
have a company name or what?
the Jamie C. Rising Wolf company. Jamie C. I mean, that's what I mean. I mostly I'm in Instagram, so
Yeah, but do you know anything about her company, her website, anything?
it's there's a couple one. Mm, I mean, she's on school, right? I messaged her on school, but I got no
No, I mean,
response.
if you want to work there, you should know a little bit more about her than her name, right? What do you know about her? What's her website? What's her company name? What's? Tell me about the business.
Oh, I mean the jamiec.com, right?
Okay, that's her website.
There's this other, yeah, it's the jamiec.com. There's another one, ADHD tools. It's theadhdtools.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's a client of Rosfina, as far as I know. There's another great one.
So the
It's
ADHDtools.com.
Yep. Then there's
Okay.
the
Let's see what we can find on the ADHD tools. What are some others?
this Dan Brugele, the breadwork certification origin, but it's that's a difficult one. Link Dan Brule. Oh,
Then have you looked them up? Have you looked up them on Facebook? Have you looked them up on wherever you could find them? Have you looked at their ads? Have you messaged their accounts? Have you found their accounts on other platforms? What have you done to actually reach out other than send one DM? And then your DM, did your DM have specific reasons why you'd be a good fit to work with them? Or was it just, hey, I love what you do, I want to work with you? Because I get 40 of those a week. And it's general.
I mean, 100%, right? But that's the problem with cold DMs. It's like, how much can you say in one message? Do you have to convey? Cold approach, it's
How much have you
tricky.
followed up with them? How much content of theirs have you interacted with? Again, like if you're coming from the standpoint of like there's specific companies I really want to work with, it's just like a sales rep that has to nurture their leads before they make the sale. I mean, how much are you actually reaching out to them and following up and connecting with them so that you become a consistent face that they're seeing and make them respond just through the idea of reciprocity, you know? At the end of the day, you're much more likely to get a response if you follow up, nurture, are commenting valuable insights consistently on their content. Again, and this is not, hey, everyone do this for every job. This is if you're coming to me saying, hey, there's specific people I would love to work with, right? So for example, I'll show you right here, ADHD tools, right? We've got the ADHD tools website. Let me pull it up right now. It's this one, right? ADHDtools.com?
Yep.
So I put in ADHDtools.com LinkedIn. Ezra, if we go here, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's him, right? There's his LinkedIn profile. Mm-hmm. His LinkedIn profile looks pretty unused, which means chances of getting a response here are a lot higher. If he uses it and has his company here, then we can put that in, but it doesn't look like he uses this platform. There's free scraping tools where you can get his phone number, where you can get his email. Lead Leaper is like a free tool. And then you could even just give him a cold call. I don't know if I have any on this computer. It might be on my other computer, but there's lots of like free tools where you can get emails, where you can get phone numbers, and you can just give him a cold call. You can connect with him. You could also see if there's anyone else that works at the company. If we type in ADHD tools and see if there's any people that say they've worked there. Again, the bigger the company, the easier it's going to be to find people because he looks like he might be a one-man show, so it might be a little bit harder. So what I would focus on
No,
is
that's
is
kind of what I
scraping
mean.
other
Like he's on
things.
a hundred. He's on a seven-figure level. He's runs a very lean
You can
company. I
do.
think most of Russell clients.
I've been a sales manager at so many companies that did 7 figures with 2 people. That doesn't mean 7 figures doesn't mean anything. Like it doesn't. You can your company isn't huge at 7 figures. So again, he could just have it could just be him and a closer and maybe a coach. You know what I mean? 7 figures just means you're doing 80K or more. You know, even if you're doing multiple seven
Exactly.
figures,
That's
you can
what I
do it
mean.
with two closers, right?
It- that's what I mean. To me, from my perspective, it looks like who's the sales manager, who's the guy to target.
He doesn't
Like
have one. You don't need a sales manager if you're only doing 7 figures. Why would you? You are the founder's the sales manager. You know, if you're doing just at 7 figures, you don't necessarily need a sales manager until you get there and above, right? If you're doing a couple, 100K, then maybe, but most of these people, they are the sales manager. He's probably the sales manager, right? So again, doing what you can to reach out to him, scraping his email, scraping his phone number, message him on LinkedIn, message him on Facebook. Again, if it's like, this is the guy I want to work with, these are the companies, just do what would a sales rep do if your job was to sell him a service? You would find a way to get in touch with him, right? And some people, they'll be harder to get in touch with. Some people will be easier to get in touch with, But again, if all you're doing is just sending one message on Instagram and waiting, it's going to be hard. It's going to take long, Have you ever thought of getting in touch with Russ Ruffino himself and people on his team and saying, hey, I'm looking to work with some of your clients. How do I get in touch with them?
I have a friend who's close to Russ Ruffino, so I could ask his personal number. That could be a way.
You didn't ask your friend?
I
gotta get creative, man.
I don't wanna. The reason why I'm bringing this up, it's the cold approach. I never liked the cold approach. I know you have sales door-to-door sales experience. I've never been a cold guy. I hate it. That's my thought tracks on that approach. So
well, you don't like it's not like you're doing some kind of sales thing. You're trying to provide a service for these people. You want to work with them. If you have a passion to work with them, I mean, you just got to get over it, and do what you got to do to get in touch with these people at the end of the day, If you want, again, this is if you're coming to me saying, hey, there's specific people I really want to work with. Why wouldn't you get creative in order to get in touch with them? There's so many ways to go about it. I guarantee his address is online. You can go knock on his door. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But there's lots of ways to go about it. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of, and this is for everyone, like if there's companies you guys want to work at, just get creative. Just get really creative, Is he active on Twitter? Is he active on LinkedIn? Is he active on Instagram? Is he active on Facebook? I'm sure if you message him on a couple of those platforms where he's got less inbound volume, the chances of getting a response might go up. If you shot him an email, if you gave him a call, it might go up,
Yeah, I followed up with him 10 times and it didn't work, so I guess.
Yeah, I mean, if you're messaging, does he have like a big following on Instagram?
No, I did on email. I applied to some role. I applied to his CSM. That's why the cold approach, they feel like it doesn't work, or it needs so much volume or some stuff. So
well, I mean, if you can't, if you don't get a response from him, you just move on, right? There's lots of offers out there, But again, are you split testing messages to see which ones get better responses? Or are you sending the same message over and over again?
No, it's more about what I feel this person might be, something along those lines. But to be honest, I'm not doing this in volume.
How many people have you reached out to?
25.
You've reached out to 25 people and you've done follow-up with all of them and all that stuff?
Not everyone. I don't follow ghosting, I'd say. It's like, it's me trying to forcefully enter your door. It's who am I to go the cold approach? It's different if I got an intro or something like that. The mutual. I'm just doing this for a friend. I'm making an intro for a CEO. the CEO responds because I made an intro. It works different if I'm trying to cold introduce myself by force.
And have you messaged these people on more than one platform?
I'd say no. That's a no.
Have
Only one or
you
two.
have you like there's also platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook where it shows how much mutuals you have with these people, and people are more likely to respond and accept friend requests from people that have a high number of mutuals. If I wanted to get on someone's friend list, I would go to who they're friends with and who they interact with and add all of them as friends, so then when I send them a friend request it says I've got 100, 200 different mutual friends with them, and then they're going to be more likely to accept my request, right? Same thing with LinkedIn. If I connect with the people they're connected with, the chances of them responding to my connection goes up, right? There's so many things to do, man. You can get so creative if there's specific companies you want to work with. Definitely don't use that one. I've actually seen that one. Definitely don't use that one. I think I've gotten that one too. Someone emailed me that. But yeah, man, dude, just get creative. Get creative. I guarantee you, if you just gave this guy a cold call, he would be, probably surprised that you were willing to go that far and maybe give you a chance just based off of that, But yeah, like even if I went to Russ Ruffino, I don't know if he has CSMs, right? Clients on demand. That's the last one we'll look at. So if I go to clients on demand, I don't know if they're on. Here we go. Is this clients? Is this the right one? Yeah. So if I go to Russ Ruffino's thing, I'll share screen again. And then again, when they're companies that are bigger, they'll just have the employees section. But if you wanted to work with one of his clients, one thing you could do is find out who is a CSM here. Like, do you guys know what CSM is? It's like, who's the coaches that work for him? Who are the ones that are actually delivering the service? Russ Ruffino's not doing all the coaching, right? So look, you got Facebook ads coach, right? Like, I'm sure some of these people work with or have talked to a lot of the clients that are being dealt with. I'm sure, hey, do any of the clients at Clients on Demand, are they looking for a closer? You know what I mean? So connect, like, look, mindset coach. So she probably has better connection to a lot of the people you want to work with than Russ Ruffino himself does, right? Facebook ads coach. If anyone knows who needs a closer, it's the ads coach, because she knows exactly the ad volume and the lead flow of all of the people that Russ's clients are. So if there's anyone to connect with, it's probably her, and she's probably a lot easier to get in touch with than Russ Ruffino. You know what I mean? So again, slowly build your network, like get creative with this stuff. And if you can't get in touch with her, you can get in touch with a closer. Hey, who of you, like, you're for closer to closer, let me get in touch with Kyle and see who is Kyle closed onto the offer. You know what I mean? And are any of the people he's closed crushing it and need a closer themselves? Like, there's so many things that you could do, man, if you just get creative. So many things you could do. And it might take you some time. It might take you a month. It might take you 3 months. But if we're talking about, hey, this is a dream offer that I want to get on and I'll make really good commissions, all that, I think it's worth it, because some people go to school for 3-4 years to land a job. Why can't you spend a couple months of research and networking to land a job? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Get creative, I hear you. Dude. But don't tell them that you saw them in the Epstein files. I'd avoid that one.
Word.
Awesome. Do we have any other questions before we jump off? None? Cool. Was this call helpful for everyone?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was good as usual. Thank you.
Awesome. Like I said, we do these calls every Monday. So yeah, you can hop in on Monday. We have an additional one on Wednesday for those of you that are in the school group and got the subscription there. But yeah, I'll see you Monday if you're coming back. If not, have a good one. Hopefully this was helpful. I'll also be dropping the recording of this in the group. And you guys have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.
Later.